whether to take on violence or a non-violent behavior depends on the context in which you find yourself. It's important to point this out. Because Gandhi is reputed for promoting non-violent struggle to get independence for India, and this has become a template for other people to use to get their own rights for their own people without using violence. It's been very successful, thankfully. Good. But then, you see, we see it. Gandhi also said this. You may think, oh, Gandhi is such a, given a perfect response regarding the issue of violence. He was very happy to help Britain fight Hitler. See? He's prepared to say, my people will stand up and fight with Britain to defeat Hitler. So he, on one side, he's talking non-violent struggle, and next minute he says, with Hitler, take up arms. So exactly, the context decides. Here you find yourself in a context where there is a non-violent method of reducing, injustice, go for it. But if in the story of Mahabharata, that was not a possibility, then you pick up arms. Hinduism is not a pacifist religion. People sometimes misunderstand it as pacifist. We are not pacifists. Christianity is pacifist. The Christ says, if somebody slaps you on one cheek, offer the other cheek. Hinduism doesn't say that. I'll make a funny comment. There was one woman who was, heard about this, and if you offer one cheek, the other cheek, she said, look, somebody, knocks on your door, my husband opens the door, and somebody smacks him on one cheek. Now, if he offers the other cheek, forget about him being beaten there. I will beat him up because he's supposed to protect me, not allow people to walk all over the family. So the context must be taken into account when you're dealing with this kind of moral or ethical issues, including war or fighting or violence. Always look at the context, and Hinduism allows you to think like that. It's not always fixed. Look, Christianity is technically pacifist, and yet the Christian nations were fighting each other in the Second World War, First World War, killing each other, millions of them being murdered. So even though it's a Christian ethos, they were not following it. The Hindus actually believe in non-violence as a kind of important principle, and they have kind of imbibed it in their own system of thinking. But at the same time, for example, if Pakistan sends terrorists, Modi is not going to sit back. He's going to fire back. So the context will decide whether you should take up arms and fight for your rights or your position. That's important. But another thing that I must kind of touch on, I think I've touched on that before, but it's good for us to know. People say, Mr. Lakhani, the world is becoming civilized, and yet we find such a violent behavior in society. Don't you notice it? Tremendous violence. Even now, look at the world map. So much infighting going all over the place. So aren't we becoming civilized? And the human beings have been on this earth for such a long time, and still they're kind of knocking each other around. Why? Why is violence not being subdued? The answer is from reincarnation. A lot of issues that arise in our human kingdom can be better answered through reincarnation. Let me give a take on it. You see, people say, Mr. Lakhani, if you believe in reincarnation, where did all these souls come from? And now there are 7 billion human beings on earth. So where did they come from? Because we started with only a few hundred. The answer is this, from the animal kingdom. They have been promoted. Our story says evolution, the physical body you possess, from animal to the human, chiseled by natural selection like Darwin. I agree. It's been kind of compromised depending on the environment. But the thing that occupies this hardware that has been chiseled by natural selection is come through reincarnation. So the thing that occupies the body, as the animal, then in the human, is the same mindset going from one life to another. That's why we touched on this idea of homosexuality. So it's the mind that continues. So if the mind has been in the animal kingdom, violence is the name of the game. Look at the story of evolution. In the animal kingdom, survival of the fittest is the natural rule. Either you kill or be killed, full stop. So violence is the name of the game in the animal kingdom. So when those individuals enter the human kingdom, they still have that kind of no reason, and still they act in a violent manner because it's been embedded in them through the animal lifetime they went through. Once they're in the human life and they kind of reborn as human being again and again, hopefully it gets rounded off. So instead of survival of the fittest, they learn the important idea of helping the weakest. So it's no longer an issue of competition, that's in the animal kingdom. It becomes an issue of cooperation. This shows a civilized lifestyle. Every civilized society will not work with competition, even though the modern world says we love competition and high flyers. Cooperation is the name of the game for people a more gentle and sober lifestyle. And that is going to come. But again, because there are so many animals entering the human kingdom, it may take some time. And so be it. But this is nice for us to get this kind of deeper glimpse regarding why there is so much violence. And I'll tell you something else that I like to think about. Because I like to think about all these things for myself. The reason why we like violent movies is very strange. But I tell you, again, it's to do with reincarnation. In many of our lifetimes, I'm telling all of you, all the audience, all the viewers, You may have been beaten up mercilessly, tortured, killed unnecessarily by somebody, some brutal force, external force under the human being. How many lifetimes we've been kind of beaten up? Just think about it. I hope it doesn't become revealed to us or it will break down now. We've been really severely treated over many lifetimes, and that stays with us. That kind of injustice stays with us. And to get released, you know what we do? We go to see Star Wars. Hee. The goody thumps the Betty, really thump him really hard, and the blood comes out. Yeah, we love it. Because in a way, we are releasing the emotive kind of aspect that you built up over many lifetimes, getting a release. See, now the goody wins now finally, that you think that's you. So this is how you get released. That's why sometimes people like violent movies, because in a way they're getting released from many previous lives of hard, tortured lifestyle. So it's nice to kind of get a deeper insight. Reincarnation is not a minor thing. It gives a deeper insight on a lot of human issues.
Free e-learning course in Hinduism. To register, please visit www.hindu-academy.com.
Talks on Hinduism. Sponsored by People Care. Encouraging caring for the elderly in their own homes. For more information, please visit peoplecare.com.